So in this module, we're going to optimize your Google My Business profile. Like I mentioned previously, claiming your business listing in Google is very important for rankings and local results. So if you want to get the most out of your Google My Business listing, then this module is for you. Everything has to be consistent. When it comes to Google My Business, consistency is huge. Not only should everything you enter into the Google My Business page match your website, but it should also match your NAP citations around the web. This means that your address has to be exactly the same on your website and your Google My Business page and NAP, as well as your telephone number. Also keep a close eye on where you have spaces. When Google sees that your business info is consistent in your Google My Business page, on your website, and third-party sites like Yelp, it says to itself, okay, this business is legitimate, and all their local info matches up. But when your local business has one address listed on their Google My Business page and a completely different address listed on another website, that's a huge red flag to Google. So if your business changes its name, physical location, or phone number, it's important that the new data gets updated as soon as possible, and that includes citations on local business directories. I also recommend that you double check that your business's address is written in the exact same way as your Google My Business profile and everywhere else it shows up. This is because spaces matter, as well as the finer details about your address. In the case of my business, either Drive, D-R-I-V-E, or Drive, D-R. You want to fill in every data point you can. Google gives you a score of how complete your profile is, but in my experience, the score is really generous. You can't get really high score just for covering the basics. So I'd use the score as a baseline. But if you want to rank for competitive keywords, you probably need to go above and beyond. The main thing that I see people miss out on is category selection. That said, lots of people forget to add in secondary categories. These secondary categories directly impact the keywords and searches your business can rank for. I also recommend filling in the services and products tabs. This information tells Google what it is that your business is actually selling, which makes it very important to fill this stuff in. Keep all of your crucial business data updated. So you want it to be second nature that your opening hours change. That change is also made inside Google My Business. You want to get as many reviews as possible, and you want to reply to any that come in. As I mentioned previously, reviews are one of Google's top ranking signals. That said, whether a review is positive or negative or in between, I highly recommend replying to every single review. This shows potential customers in Google that you care and that you're an active business. When it comes to reviews, there are two things to keep in mind. One, you need to consistently ask customers to leave reviews. And secondly, you need to make it very easy for them. And one of the best ways that you can do that is to send customers an email with a review link. Inside Google My Business, you can actually email customers with a link. And Google will handle everything else. In this module, we're going to cover a few ways that local businesses can get the most out of their on-site SEO. When it comes to local SEO, schema markup is more of a nice to have. That said, it's an entire category of schema markup just for local businesses. For example, you can use this schema to mark up your address and phone number. While Google does use this information, it doesn't necessarily impact the map pack rankings, because after all, they have all this information already. But if you're confident that you can implement it correctly, there's nothing wrong with using local business markup on your site. However, there is definitely one type of schema that's going to definitely help your business, and that's the review markup. Like any SERPs, review stars can turn your boring result into an eye-catching rich snippet. Unfortunately, Google stopped supporting review snippets for local businesses and organizations, but you can still use this for content, tools, recipes, and other content on your local business website. Next, we have what some people call title tag cliffhangers. And this is actually a technique from a Facebook ad guru called Nicholas Kazmich. I've found that it works great for local business sites. The idea here is that you start with the title tag with a strong benefit-driven statement. Then you have to make sure that the statement goes beyond Google's title tag limit, which is currently 500 to 600 pixels or 50 characters. This cutoff creates an open loop that can lead to more clicks. For example, Andrew Holland used this technique for his local agency site, which led to a significant increase in his organic click-through rate and ranking for lots of different local keywords. And as long as you serve folks in that area, the traffic will convert well too. So for example, a massage therapist might be able to optimize around Edinburgh and Glasgow. Now, what's interesting about this is that they might not necessarily be located in the heart of Glasgow or in Edinburgh, yet they can rank for local SERP results for both their target keywords.